What is up, YouTube? This is Jared Spawning here, and today I wanted to talk about a very serious matter. Today is 9/11. This is 14 years since the Twin Towers were hit by two separate planes. Now, of course, this video would be based on assuming that Al Qaeda, and to be more specific, Osama bin Laden was completely responsible and everything. This isn't involving any kind of conspiracy theories, that George W. Bush orchestrated the whole thing. So that'd be a topic for a whole nother video. But anyway, what I'm going to say here is it possible for ISIS to basically carry out a terroristic act that would be like 9/11? Now, the scary answer to this question is yes, it is, because if you look at a group as powerful as ISIS, I believe that they hold land, as much land as all of part of maybe in the entirety of Europe or something crazy like that. They control a lot of the world, a decent amount of the world's lands is controlled by ISIS right now. They have a lot of power. They have possibly millions of men that they could send out for a full-scale war. But do I really think that they would love to plan or attack us in a terroristic way? Definitely. And do they have the resources to? Yeah. So what would be stopping them, and why haven't they done it already? Well, I believe personally that the only reason that they haven't attacked is that the U.S. is such a powerful country. Al Qaeda kind of had more of a reason to attack than ISIS would, just because of all the United States presence in the Middle East, where they wanted to be completely free of the Western world. So they had more of a motive to attack us than ISIS would. We haven't really tried to stop ISIS at all, which is very unfortunate, because they basically, at this point, all the world needs to get together and try to stop ISIS before they do have an attack like 9/11 happened. So, but yeah, it is very possible. Like I was saying, they have the resources. Now, would it be exactly like the Al Qaeda attack? Probably not. It'd probably be something like the attacks they've already been doing. They attacked in France, so you could probably see. You could easily look up the stories for yourselves, but they've already attacked a few different countries. I believe it was England and France that they attacked. And basically, what that means is they already are attacking large countries, but the U.S. is kind of more powerful, I guess you could say, than these other countries. But we can see that they do have the power to attack, large countries that are part of a very large union, and still not be stopped. A lot of the world's afraid of them. One problem, that of course, is that North Korea, as you can probably guess, is most likely selling them weapons due to the fact that a large portion, I'm pretty sure over half their GDP comes just from selling weapons to terrorists. So if you're wondering how ISIS is getting all these weapons, it's mainly through North Korea, or just through not necessarily countries, but just smaller parties that they're also getting weapons from. But basically they have billions of dollars from taxing the people that live under their land, which is really kind of messed up if you think about it, because they're taxing people for taxes are supposed to be for providing a good service as a government. They're taxing people in order to kill more people, so it's really a bad way that their whole group works. So yeah, it is very possible to see another attack like 9/11 on the U.S. It's just that, like I said, the only thing stopping them probably is the fear of how powerful the U.S. is. And just like with 9/11, we would retaliate at that point on ISIS, so maybe they don't want to get on our bad side, although I think they kind of already are, with whole decapitating children type of thing going on social media. So I really think that the U.S. probably will have something planned for them, even if they don't attack, to prevent the threat of attacks and to save the millions of lives that are at jeopardy every day because of this group. So I hope it really doesn't come down to anything like this. Maybe the ISIS scare will be just like the Ebola scare, nothing will really come out of it. I hope that that's what happens, I mean, I hope that they never even manage to attack the U.S. I hope that they're stopped before that they can reach any further. I know that they're trying to go to the holy city right now, and I'm not a religious person, so I don't think God's going to strike down on them or something, but I think that religious people will, and they probably will be stopped before they can make it completely there. So I feel that in the next year or two, we can probably hope to see them start to decline. They're going to be active for possibly dozens of years or even hundreds, but I think that in terms of their growing, I think that they will start to, their growth will start to decline, and ultimately they'll get smaller within the next year or two. I feel that the governments of the world, the United Nations, are all going to try to get together to help out the Middle East, because they've really been having some problems with terroristic groups like ISIS, especially because of how powerful they are. I believe it's ISIS and ISIL that are the two groups that are part of this same networking. But yeah, it's a multi-billion-dollar terrorist network, probably easily the most powerful in the entire world. So it would be hard to take them down, but I know that the U.S., with other countries such as China, Japan, and Germany, Russia, of many countries with these large militaries, could get together and ultimately wipe out ISIS. They're basically a cancer at this point. If you look at the way that they work, it's just it's kind of interesting, because cancer is just when mutated cells start to spread, and that's basically what they are. It's just people that have this wrong type of thinking, and they're basically a cancer to the entire earth. The way, they're taking over other people, they're spreading to the point where they've taken over much of the world, and the world's like, your own body in that sense. And the cancer, they're like a giant tumor on the earth that's taken over a large part of the earth, sucking it dry, basically, sucking the life out of it. But if all of us, the healthy cells, get together, if you will, and then try to eradicate the cancer, we could. Of course, it would have a devastating toll on the earth, like cancer does on your body. But I do believe that it is a manageable task, and I certainly hope that people, or the government in general, will try to help the Middle East, with ISIS, getting rid of them. Now, of course, we'd have to be careful with the way we plan an attack, but that's not the point of this video. The point is that, like I was saying, it's very likely for a terroristic attack to happen, but I certainly hope that something is done before it does. And I just wanted to make this video because it is 14 years since 9/11. The first, since the towers fell, what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I hope you enjoy the video, and that's it for now. Peace, love, and much respect.